All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how I make over $3,000 per day while traveling the world by this really simple strategy of renting simple websites. So I'm going to give you an example website. I'm going to show you one of the projects that I've had live for a couple of years and just kind of give you guys a sneak peek. For some of you guys that have been on this channel for a while, uh, I apologize. I'm going to go back kind of to the basics a little bit. We've got a lot of new people on this channel that don't actually know what this is and what this is about. But for those of you that are old dogs, you're going to be able to see one of my websites if you haven't seen this one already. And hopefully you guys can gain a thing or two from that. So guys, this model, really, really simple. By the way, my name is Nick Wood. You can check out other videos. I've shared my story a bunch of times. Basically, I've been doing this 8 years. And it's been life-changing, which sounds cheesy, sounds corny, I get it. But it has given me the life that I wanted. So 8 years ago when I started doing this, I was basically I was handcuffed to my job. I was doing door-to-door sales. I was literally going door to door in Arkansas and Alabama and asking people to buy my alarm system for a company back in Utah. And by the way, paid good money, relatively speaking. It had a pretty good lifestyle, but it was just there's a lot of things that I didn't like about it. And I had no freedom. I couldn't even fathom the idea of being able to make money from my laptop or while traveling or, heaven forbid, while I slept, right? So I remember just thinking, I would love to be able to I was so fascinated, by the way. I took this trip to Sierra Leone when I was 19 years old as a missionary. Lived there for 2 years, opened my eyes, blew my mind. I got this bug for like culture and just, food and just seeing things from a different perspective because it was so different from how I grew up. And then a couple years later, after, about 3 years later, a year after I got back from that trip, so 3 years from when I went on that trip, when I started that trip, I went to Nepal and to Qatar. We went to on this little service trip. And again, I had that same experience. And every time I traveled, I felt so excited and rejuvenated. And I was like, I want to be able to figure out how to make money while I can travel. And guys, that's not that, that novel. At the time, I didn't know anyone that could do that. Like I read, I see some stuff here and there. There's some blogs, the Tim Ferriss 4 Hour Work Week, that was kind of catching or whatever. Maybe it was just catching to me. Maybe it'd been out for a while. I don't even know. But it sounded like a pie in the sky, like a pipe dream. And I remember thinking, man, that would be incredible if I could do that. Okay. And I'll just tell you that it's been 8 years, actually 8.5, almost 9 years. And it's cool because looking back, this is exactly what I wanted. And so kind of give you like just a quick rundown of how I spent last year. I'll even tell you how I spent this year, but last year from February, March, and April, I lived in West Africa, business as usual. I'm going to show you that business that I'm doing, that I'm renting simple websites. I'm going to show you one of my websites. That funded everything, that paid for my housing. I kept my house back in the US, I kept my cars back in the US. This allowed me to literally set up shop, get an apartment. I bought 2 vehicles, 2 Land Cruisers, put my kids in school at the local school, which by the way, it wasn't cheap. And actually last year I took my brother and his wife and paid for their trip as well. Because it's like, you guys got to come out and check this out. It was awesome. Okay. So that was February, March, April. Okay. May, I went to London for 3 weeks because I had a friend there, a business partner, and he was doing some stuff, some really cool stuff on his company. Went and spent 3 weeks there. Went back to the US for a couple weeks, daughter's birthday and stuff. Went back to that area, the UK, Europe area, went to London for a couple days, and then went to Paris for Fashion Week, which was freaking amazing. I would highly recommend that if anyone has the opportunity. That was in June. Then I went back to the US, spent some more time with my kids, and then early July, it'd been something I wanted to do for a long time. I wanted to check out Dubai. I've heard about this Dubai, and I would check it out for myself. So July, I decided, which for those of you that have been to Dubai, it's the hottest place on earth. Probably not, but close to in July. But I came to Dubai in July, loved it. It was amazing. And so came here for a month, is where I'm filming this, ironically. Went back, again, spent about a month with the kids and decided, you know what? And by the way, while I was back with the kids, I took a little weekend, met my friends in Miami. And I'm not trying to flex this. I'm telling you that like, this is the flexibility in like, hey, you want to come to Miami? Yes, no problem. Why? Because business as usual. Doesn't matter where I'm at, what I'm doing. Business as usual. Anyway, long story short, went to Miami, went back to Dubai, went back home, went back to Dubai again. So I spent 3 months last year in Dubai, 3 months in Africa. And then let's see, anywhere else? Went to California a couple times. All this while I'm running a multi seven-figure business and doing it all from my freaking laptop slash phone. Okay. And I do carry a mic with me sometimes as well, if you guys can see this, but that's really portable. So this year, the day before New Year's or 2 days before New Year's, I came to Dubai. Had some stuff I wanted to do here, celebrated New Year's, and then spent 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks in West Africa. And I just got back to Dubai like 2 days ago. Now I'm filming this video, and I'll be here for another week and a half. Then I'm back to the US, and then we'll see where it goes. But I want to paint that picture because this is what I wanted. Now, some of you guys might be listening back going, I don't want that at all. I want to be home. I want to be able to be in one place. I want a routine. I completely get that. And I think the older that I get, the more I realize how awesome that is and how important that is. But for right now, that's not important to me. It's not what I want. This is what I want. And you have that flexibility. You have that opportunity to just do what you want to do. Okay. So that said, guys, the model is simple. Build a website. You build a website, you rank the website, and then you rent the website to a local business owner. So with that said, I want to go ahead and share my screen really quick. I want to show you guys one such website. Okay. So I have a lot of these websites. But I'm just going to type in tow truck, St. George, Utah, which is where this is at. And you can see right here at the very top says towing St. George. Okay. You can also see underneath towing St. George. That's also me. So I actually have these first two listings. Now, the way that I've been able to do this is I've used something called search engine optimization, which is basically, well, in short term, in the abbreviation, we call it SEO. Basically, what you're doing is you're optimizing your website so that Google likes it and they'll put you at the top. That's it, right? And they'll put you at the top for certain things, like, for example, tow truck. Or if we type in towing St. George, let's see if we're ranking there. Towing St. George, boom. What else? Let's type in tow truck company. Okay, these are all things that I'm strategically ranking for. Let's see if maybe I'm not ranked for tow truck company. I don't know. Oh, I am. Tow truck company, I'm ranked number 1 and number 2. Okay. That's it. So that's the back of it. So I built this website, right? And then I ranked it. And now let me just show you how, by the way, this website just heads up. It's kind of ugly, a lot ugly. Hey, it's very bad. This little guy right here, it's not a lot to look at. It ain't pretty. It's not anything you're going to go and win an award on design on. But this thing right here is a little workhorse. This little website, night and day, is pumping out phone calls. This little website, while I'm sleeping, while I'm golfing, while I'm traveling to Africa, while I'm recording this video, it is out there working right now, bringing in cash. Okay, you guys seen the movie Despicable Me? Gru's got all these minions, and these websites are like my little minions, right? They're out there, they're working while I'm sleeping, they're working while I'm traveling, working while I'm playing. And the difference is the minions have emotions, which is funny. These websites do not have emotions. They do not need time off. They do not need a Christmas bonus. They don't need paid time off. They don't need to meet with you every single week. They just work and they make you money. Okay. So how this works, guys, is somebody comes to this website, they need a tow truck, they need a tow, they're stuck, broke down on the side of the road, they're from out of town or they're in town, right? In fact, I had to use a sim literally just recently because one of our cars stopped working and we had to get a tow truck to take us to the shop, right? Because it was like some battery thing. I don't know. Anyway, we even used it. We live there locally. You go to Google, you type in tow truck, and if somebody clicks on this phone number right here, it goes directly to my client and it marks that call and I get paid, right? Because that business owner is getting business that they wouldn't have gotten because I am directing that traffic to my partner, my business owner, okay? That's it. That's it. Now, I didn't know the exact details on this site. I just really asked Francesca, which is my right-hand woman, not man, right-hand woman, what we're making on this site. We are making, these are the exact details, we're making $500 per month, okay, on this website. And all time since we built this website, we have made $25,175, okay? $25,175 from this website. That's the exact number as of today, $25,175 from this towing website. So you can imagine, this one's only making me $500 a month, but I have websites making me $3,000 a month. I have websites making me $1,200 a month, $1,500 a month. You can imagine if you could stack up 15 of these, 20 of these, 30 of these, 50 of these, what you could do, what the life you could live. And this is what's amazing, guys. I haven't logged into this website in years, 4 years, 5 years. Literally, it's been, I mean, we've had the website live. We got the client probably 5 years ago. Five, no, not quite, four, because we made 25,000. Well, I think we got the client about 4 years ago. And I haven't logged on the website. I don't think since we got the client. That's how low maintenance this is. Okay. Now we do check in with the client, we do make sure the client's happy, etc. Guys, this is the business model. You build these little websites, they go and work on the internet. They're little cash machines. It's like you're in the lab, you're building this little thing that you're gonna be able to just push a button, right? And it's just gonna go out into the world and make money for you. Right? That's exactly how I envision these, and you can make as many as you want. And then guess what? These things cost less than $100 to be able to have a podcast episode on the Digital Real Estate Secrets podcast. You guys can go check out on Spotify. And it's like, what does it cost to build a ranking on my website? Well, I'm going to cut to the chase. You can go listen to all the details, and you can go listen to podcasts, but it's like $85 a month or less, right? Or sorry, $85 one time, and then you have a little bit of recurring cost. That's how much it costs to build one of these digital assets. It is the most phenomenal business model on the internet. I stacked these things and stacked these things. It allowed me to get out of debt. It allowed me to pay for my travels. It allowed me to pay for, the house and the car and everything else from renting simple websites. So when people ask me what I do, how are you in Dubai? And then you're in Freetown, and then you're here, and then you're there, and whatever the case is. And you also don't have to work, and sometimes you do work. What do you actually do? I tell them this: I rent simple websites. And guys, if you are interested, you guys should do the same. Check out the description. We've got a bunch of resources for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.